Then first succession plant trees, the pines and whatever they had at the time, started coming up. And then the older, more mature things started superseding the pines. And after that, it has just stayed. I mean, certainly this number of species has switched. The makeup of the forest has changed. The topography has changed in the last 12,000 years. But it has been a forest that long, and that is extremely rare here in Massachusetts. We have so much forest here, but only 1,000th of that forest is original, old growth. There's a number of different names for old growth. Some are bygone. I'm not fond of virgin forest because I think the term is antiquated. Some people will call it a climax forest, which is just a little hard to mouth, I guess. And but it's also more than that. It really is a forest that cannot be created. It's a forest that cannot be made. It is a forest that governs itself and has been governing itself in its own version of equilibrium without human intervention for thousands of years. And in a state where 99% and more of the forest was cut at one point or another, this is one of the rarest ecosystems in Massachusetts. Now, if you've been to Mohawk Trail State Forest with me, you saw a little bit of the old growth forest on top of Todd, and that was kind of unique in its way. At the place we were, it was largely old hemlocks and almost nothing but. Elsewhere on the same mountain, it will be largely oak and ash, which is slightly unusual. Those aren't species we always associate with a mature forest. And that's what we're going to see today too, is we're going to see a forest that is not textbook, but when you know to look for the signs, you will see that it is a forest that's grown up in a forest, that grew up in a forest for time immemorial. So I'm very excited to show it to you. It's beautiful. There are going to be ferns and glens and rare rich forest plants all along the way. Some of you who know some of the signs of an old growth forest will begin to recognize them almost immediately. But because it's a new type of forest to you, there's going to be new things to learn for everybody involved. I like to talk about the genius loci of a place, the Roman term for the spirit of a place. They were more than a pantheon of 12. They believed in gods kind of everywhere. Little